So in this video, we're going to check out episode 10 of the bootcamp series for the Polyend Tracker Plus. Make sure to watch the previous episode since we're building up from the first. The episodes before this one were for the original Polyend Tracker, but can also apply to the Plus version. So if you get lost, just start from the first episode. It's recommended that if you want to understand all these features, to watch these videos at least once a day until these things become second nature. Even if you take out 5 minutes a day, you should be seeing big results in no time. Make sure to watch the previous episode 9 where I go over a lot of important details that I won't be repeating in further episodes. We'll be going over step by step on how you can create your own customized synth presets. In this episode, we're going to be doing this with the ACD Synth engine. After this, we'll dive a little bit into how to program our own drum beat from a simple drum loop file, how to program in synth macro automation, and how to render a selection, beat slice it, and glitch it out. So we're looking at a new project file. So let's hold down Instrument and select that first synth slot. We're going to press Instrument Parameters. We'll change the model to ACD. Now let's press Edit Patch. Now let's press Init Patch and press Yes. I've already planned out a basic macro setup, but first let's change a few settings that we have full control over the macros that we're going to be programming. So the oscillator settings, notice that saw mix is 100, square is at 0, pulse width is 50. Let's go down to pitch LFO and change it to plus 2%. That's going to give us a very subtle detune. Next, I'm going to press Filter. Let's make cutoff all the way down to 20 Hz. Resonance, let's turn to 0. Envelope amount, bring it as close to 0 as possible. Next, let's go to Amp. Let's turn Decay all the way down. Same thing for Mod. Decay all the way down. Now that we have those settings, let's go to Macro 1. Now to reset these, so let's just unassign those two by turning left. There we go. We're going to go to the top here, choose Edit. Macro 1, I'm going to set to Cutoff. Press Save. And we're going to turn this to Filter Cutoff. Let's turn the amount down to 0.37. Macro 2, let's turn all these to the left until it says Unassigned. Let's rename it. Let's rename this Resonance, RES. Save. Parameter 1, let's turn that to Filter Resonance and bring it to 0.99. Macro 3, let's reset everything. Change the amount to 1. Let's rename this one Filter Envelope. Now we're going to turn bipolar to on. Parameter 1, choose Filter Envelope Amount. Macro 4, let's clear that out. Rename it. This is going to be the oscillator submix. So I'm going to name it Sub. Press Save. Parameter, just scroll down to oscillator submix. Next is Macro 5. Let's clear it out and rename it. This one's going to be Oscillator Mix. Press Save. Now this one is going to be bipolar on. We're going to choose saw mix. Now amount 1, we're going to turn it to -1 because it's at max now, so if it goes up, it's going to diminish. Now we're going to choose oscillator square mix, and that's going to be in the +1 because currently it's set to 0. So if it increases, then the volume will go up. Now the last one, Macro 6, let's clear that out and rename it. We're going to just call this Decay. Save. Now we're going to adjust the amp decay and the mod decay. We're going to change that to 1. Now I'm going to choose Save As. And we're going to call this 00, and I'm just going to call it my file name. Then press Save. Next, let's press Sample. We're going to add a random drum loop into slot 1. Now we can see it's loaded in. Let's press Sample Playback. Scroll down to Beat Slice. Assuming the drum loop is 1 bar, let's slice it evenly 8 times. So we're going to press More. You'll see number of slices 8. Let's press Slice Evenly. Now we can play different parts. So now if I go into Pattern, hold down Instrument, we're in the drum loop. Now if I press Record, we can see all the slices. Let's change Step Jump to 2. Now that Record's enabled, let's enter in some notes. So now let's press Instrument Parameters, press More. Let's turn up the overdrive. Now let's enable the high pass filter, turn cutoff down, bring up the resonance, then turn it down a little. And here's some bass coming out now. Turn up the volume more. And change that overdrive. Now also I can press master. Let's turn up bass boost. Turn up space. So I can also go in effects lane 1, for example. Press record. We'll see reverse sample playback, or the 6th one from the left. This pad right here. Now we can turn it and choose reverse. So we can put that anywhere we want. Now let's listen. Let's go into effects 2. Let's choose filter LFO. We can turn it and we can hear what it would sound like. And just apply it wherever we want. Different levels. Now I can go into instrument parameters, turn up cutoff, for example. Turn up resonance. Now also I can go into master. We can turn up the saturation. Just as loud as it gets. Let's keep it about saturate. Now let's go to the threshold. Just adding some compression here. Now let's go back to the synth. Now let's put in some notes. Can go and make sure polyphony is set to 2 or above. Now I can add more over here, maybe higher notes. Let's bring that cutoff down. We're going to have to fix this beat here. Then I want to go back into the drums. Maybe we can turn the overdrive down a little. Also, if I go into master, press EQ, now we can mold by these EQs. I can kind of change the overall sound. If you're trying to correct something, I probably wouldn't use it to correct the EQ. You should do that with the source. But this changes the character of the sound pretty significantly. You have a lot of different tones overall. Turn down the mids, turn up the high end. Let's go to the drums. Let's turn up the tune. Now what I'm going to do is select everything. So in record mode, shift up, and then go to the right. Now we have all of this selected. Press more, render selection, choose render and load. Now I'm going to go to sample playback. We're going to do the same thing, beat slice, press more, 8 slices, slice evenly. Now go into pattern, let's choose more so we can see what pattern we're on. Scroll to 2. Let's make this, say, 16 again. Now we can form something new from this. Let's see what that sounds like. So now I can go to instrument parameters. We go high pass. Turn up resonance. And go overdrive, turn that up. Change the tune. And also turn up reverb. Turn up delay. Let's make it 32 and add some more slices. Now I can go in. Let's manipulate filter LFO again. Just mess it up here and there. If we stop it, we can turn it and hear what it's doing. Let's go into here, turn up that resonance, turn up cutoff. Also, let's play with that reverse. Let's do reverse sample playback. Just add it on random spots. Let's listen to that. Turn cutoff down. Turn overdrive up. Turn reverb down. Delay down. Change the tune again. Change it to low pass. Now it's still going to manipulate it, the LFO that we put in. High pass again. Of course, this is just experimental at this point. Now let's just enter in some notes on a pattern. Say I want to modify. Let's go into macros. Macro 1. So we can hear the different values. So it's pretty open and then it's closed. So if we do FX1, press right here. You'll be in macro 1. You can actually hear it depending on what the level is. We can change all the levels here. Make that more open, press play. We could, for example, do macro 2, and that's resonance. So we can really turn up that resonance if we want. Press play. Let's add some higher notes. Add some reverb. Change the oscillator mix. Go square. Turn down decay. Turn up sub. Now if I change the cutoff, we're already using it in the pattern here, so it doesn't change it. But if I go to that lane, press shift up, press delete, now it's at where I have it set. So I can now change it back to whatever I want. Turn down the envelope, turn up cutoff. Let's turn down resonance. You'll notice it's not doing a change. It's because we had it programmed in effects too. So let's enable record, shift home, shift up, delete. Now it's back to normal. One thing to note, let's say I want to delete this. Now normally I would just press delete. We're in the note column. I press delete. Now it still says synth 1. That's in case we have macros or we want to have macros on the effects 1 or effects 2 columns. So let's go here and let's make a change of macro 1 and then press play. You can hear that. So if I delete this, we just insert a macro. Let's change the value. Now it's not assigned to synth 1, so it's not going to change any macro. So for example, I have it set to this macro, and then I want to add a note here. And I delete the note. Notice that's still there. It didn't change. So it's to preserve macros if we want them. So this pattern is kind of basic. Let's hold Shift, up, and over to the right. Make sure we're in this screen, render selection, render and load. Now it's loaded in. Let's go to sample playback, go to beat slice, more. Let's make it 4, slice evenly. Let's go to the next pattern. Press play. Now, let's turn that to high pass, turn the cutoff down, the resonance up. More, overdrive, turn it up. Maybe not too much. Let's go to Effects 1, choose Filter LFO. Let's turn resonance up more, press play. Let's also do reverse. Just make a little bit of it go in reverse. Also, let's choose roll. Just going to use it here and there sparingly. Let's listen to that. You can also choose slide up or right here. You can hear it go up in pitch. Now let's choose slide down. Just add it a couple places here. Listen to everything. As it's playing, let's turn up cutoff, turn up resonance, give it more overdrive, turn down cutoff. Let's say we like all of that, so just highlight the whole thing, render that to selection and load. Let's go to the next pattern, sample playback. Just choose beat slice. Let's do 8 slices. Now let's enter in. All right, let's listen to that. Okay, so it's a bunch of noise, so let's also add just a regular drum loop on top of it. Let's listen to that. Okay, so that sounds pretty crazy. We can go back in, put in some synth. And listen to that. You can barely hear it, so. Okay, in this case, let's just go to that instrument. And we're just going to have to turn down the volume manually. There we go. Now let's highlight everything. Render selection, render and load. Sample playback, beat slice. Slice evenly. Back to pattern, press up. We're in the next pattern. Make it 16. Let's choose slide down. As that's playing, we can change the tune, change the filter. Can change the EQ, the master. Give it character. Turn up space. Bass boost is up.